Exploration. The second type of new plant that she sees is a sunflower. Several of them are growing in a straight line. Sunflowers are tall and have big yellow petals around a brown and black center. The stems are thick and light green and are slightly fuzzy to the touch. These flowers can grow up to be F tall. This is big even compared to a human. But to Sally, these flowers are enormous. When she gazes up at them, she feels like she's looking at a skyscraper. Sally wonders what it would be like to climb up the long stem and onto the petals. She would love to look out over the garden from that high up and see her home from a new perspective. She imagines how small her little tree stump would look. She wouldn't even be able to see her tiny windows that she uses to watch the garden. The third new flower Sally finds today is a bright red rose. There are a bunch of them growing on a bush. Sally knows the mother of the family likes to take care of roses. She's already seen ones that are yellow, orange and pink, but this is the first red rose bush she's found. The roses are not fully grown, yet Sally tries to get a good look at them because she's curious about the buds, or tiny unopened flowers. The buds are at the top of the stems. Their petals are tightly bagged together in the shape of an upside-down raindrop. The stems are dark green and covered in tiny prickly thorns. These thorns protect the plant from animals that would like to eat it. This helps the rosebush to grow big and strong. Sally is sure to stay away from the thorns to protect herself, but she likes to look at the roses from a safe distance. Sally is having a wonderful afternoon exploring all of the new flowers, but moving through the whole garden takes a lot of time for a snail. By the time she's done, she feels herself getting hungry again, so she begins to search for something yummy to eat. Sally's favorite food is strawberries. She knows the strawberry plants are in the corner of the garden, so that's where she goes first. She's thankful for the clouds in the light drizzle. It's the perfect weather for a snail. As she slides across the ground, she leaves a slight indentation in the dirt, so it's easy to see where she came from. If the raindrops fell any harder, they would cover up her little trail. But for now, the rain is nice and soft, just the way Sally likes it. As she gets closer to the strawberries, Sally grows more and more excited through the many green leaves of all the different types of plants. She can see a hint of the shiny red fruit in the distance. When she arrives at the strawberry plant, she hunts for the perfect one to eat. She chooses one that's low to the ground and bright red. She reaches her head up and takes a bite of the juicy fruit. She eats a few bites of the strawberry before she is full. All of this exploring and snacking has made Sally tired, so she begins the trek back towards her tree stump home. She leaves the strawberry patch and moves through the tangle of green leaves and stems. Before reaching the roses, she makes a wide loop around them to avoid the thorns, but is sure to pause and appreciate the beauty of the flowers. Then she makes her way toward the sunflowers and is once again amazed by their height. Finally, she passes the daisies and stops to listen to the bees buzz for just a moment before starting the final leg of the journey back to home. Once she reaches her tree stump, she slips inside. Sally is relieved to be home. She loves her cozy room and the comfort of her own space. It's warm and dry inside. She takes a minute to look back at the garden from her window. It looks so different from a distance. Sally is reminded of how tiny she is and how lucky she is to be able to go explore the flowers and plants every day. Maybe later she'll go out and watch the orange and red sunset over the rose bushes. But now she's ready for a nap. She slides over to her bed and rearranges her moss pillow so it's fluffy and soft. She crawls into bed and pulls her leaf blanket over her so she's nice and warm. Then she tucks her body back inside her shell here. It's dark, quiet, and completely peaceful. She's safe and happy soon. Sally drifts off to sleep and dreams about the next adventure she'll take in her beautiful garden. Sally the Snail lives in a huge garden. Well, the garden seems huge to her. The people who take care of the plants and flowers here think the garden is actually pretty small, but it's still large enough to grow plenty of fruits and vegetables for Sally. This garden is a paradise of giant objects. From her perspective, the carrots look like submarines. The heads of lettuce are as big as buildings, and the lemons seem as high up in the sky as the sun. She is a tiny snail with light brown skin and black speckles. Her shell is moldy colored and changes from light brown to black to deep orange. The shell is shaped like a perfect swirl, and the colors get darker as they get closer to the middle of it. Sally lives in an old tree stump on the outskirts of the garden. The stump is warm and humid, just the way snails like it. She's made a bed of leaves and a pillow made of moss, which keeps her nice and comfortable. She uses the top of an acorn as a table and little pebbles set up around the acorn as chairs. The tree stump is comfortably dark, which is what Sally likes best. Snails prefer to be in places where it isn't too hot or bright. When the sun is high in the sky on a summer day, it can feel too warm and dry for them. That's why Sally spends most of her days in the tree dump home and waits until late afternoon, evening, or nighttime to enjoy the outdoors. During the hottest part of the day, she naps and watches the garden from inside her house. She uses the tiny holes in the stump as windows and peeks out at the world. But the garden is owned by a nice family. Sometimes Sally watches them from her stump. She likes to see the mother, father, and 2 children having fun together. On sunny days, Sally can often hear the family outside enjoying the nice weather. The kids play soccer each time one of them kicks the ball. Sally can hear it bounce off their feet. The boom sounds quite loud to her and makes her feel glad to be safe at home inside her tree stump. She wishes that she could go out and play with the kids, but she knows that she is just too small. Still, she imagines what it would be like to play soccer. She would use her tail to kick the ball. It would be fun to push it into the goal and hear everyone cheering for her while the kids play. The parents take care of the garden. They pull out the weeds and trim the bushes. Sally appreciates it when they weed the garden. It makes it much easier for her to move around without having to worry about getting tangled in all the vines. She also likes it when they turn the sprinkler on. She enjoys watching the droplets of water slide down the sides of the plants and form puddles below the stems. Sometimes when the light is just right, the water droplets make a rainbow in the air. After the family goes back inside their house, it's safe for Sally to head outside. She loves playing in the puddles and watching the rainbows shimmer above her on sunny days like these. Sally has to be careful that it doesn't get too hot or bright. She enjoys her time outside but can't stay out for too long, but on other days when Val is really lucky, it rains and rains and rains. And that means she can explore the garden all day long. She loves it when the air is humid and the ground is wet. The clouds protect her from getting too warm, so she can spend as much time as she wants outside. On rainy days, the first thing Sally likes to do is pack a picnic breakfast. She uses a leaf as a container and wraps her food up in it. She carries it outside and finds a nice place to rest. She likes to sit so that she can watch the flowers. Sway in the breeze after she eats, she goes exploring to see if the people have added any new plants or flowers to the garden. Today is a rainy day like this. It's been pouring down all morning and the family is staying indoors. The rain has calmed to a gentle drizzle, which is the perfect weather for a day outside. Sally heads out of her stump with her picnic breakfast. She nibbles it on a small rock. It's tasty, and she takes her time enjoying everything. Every bite, when she's finished eating, she goes exploring. Sally is excited to see there are 3 new types of plants in the garden. The first type is a flower called a daisy. Daisies are small and white with lots of skinny petals that form a circle around the bright yellow center. The petals are long and soft to the touch. One of the daisies curves down toward the ground, so Sally moves closer to get a better look. She notices a soft buzzing sound and realizes that the pollen in the center of the daisy has attracted a bumblebee. Sally likes to listen to the bees buzzing as they visit the flowers. Their gentle noises provide a kind of background music for Sally's.